In high school, I got a brain injury when I was 16, and I wasn't able to go to school for a year or play sports, but I started hiking, and I could originally only do like a couple steps, and then I would get too dizzy, but I ended up having a goal of like wanting to hike like certain mountains when I recovered more, so that really kind of kept me pushing. And then I got Avery as a dog, and so she and I started hiking together. And then we were kind of able to, like, I've done a bunch more hikes than I ever thought I would be able to, which is really nice. The view is breathtaking. Sometimes it's super cloudy or rainy, but it's still like a great like moment making it to the top of something like that I've wanted to for a while. My family and I realized I would need a service dog because I have migraines for life. We got Avery as a puppy 6 months later in February of that year, and she spent 2 years training to be my service dog. She can alert me, and she does that just by pawing my leg, and then she's been with me ever since. Avery's usually pretty good at pacing on hikes. Sometimes she goes a little too fast in the beginning. If I'm by myself, like in a tent, she just like provides companionship, which I wouldn't get without her, which is really nice. She has a ton of energy and is super goofy, like she'll run sideways or whatever. So people will always like ask like, oh, is she a puppy? Or they'll say like, how old is she? And I'll say 5, and they'll be like, months? She's definitely got that spark of energy, which is nice. Usually everyone who ends up coming along with us has a great time and will sign up for another trip. So even if some people think like, oh, I don't want to hike, it's too hard or whatever, there's so many different trails, so many different options, and it's always a great experience once you just go. Once had a participant on a hike who was a first year at St. Mike's, and she was super shy, came from New York City, hadn't ever hiked before. This was her first hike, so she's pretty nervous but excited, and she was just, the whole time we were hiking, always smiling, had her phone out, like taking pictures. It was great, and she was just like, I'm gonna send this picture back to my mom, like I'm having the best time ever. I'm so glad like I chose St. Mike's as a college. If I were talking to someone who had never hiked before but was possibly interested in it, I would really encourage them to go on a hike, either by themselves if they feel comfortable, with me, with a friend, and just kind of open them up to like the like amazing experience like you feel like once like you get to the top of a hike, or even like halfway through and you see like a breathtaking view. And I would like tell them that there's a bunch of like different hikes available, whether like they're looking for something super easy or super difficult, if they have like a break in between classes or they want to be gone for the weekends. There's definitely like an experience there for everyone. And I think those are kind of the moments like you look back on and you're like, wow, like I remember that hike a year ago, like that was so cool.